Omandame viivitused pärast aitähtatud tulnud pressikonverentsile. Teile esinevad siis Eestis külastav NATO abipeasekretär uute julgeolekukohtade alal härra Sorin Tukaru ja Kaitseministeeriumi kantsler Mikk Marran. Ja siin on meil kohal ka kapten Ugo Vattenberg Kaitseväest, kes on siis Eesti poolt õppuse juht ja NATO ülekäitse õppuse sarkupereisiooni juht. Hiljem, kui on täismad küsimused õppuse kohta temale, siis saab temale rääkida. Kõigepealt siis härrad Tukaru ja Marran teevad ilmselt sõnavõtud, pärast on aeg küsimuseks. Ma palun teid, et oli küsite, siis tunnustada ennast ka, et källeriks olete. Ja kasutage võimalust küsimusi esitada siin, sest härrad Tukaru on esimene ja küsida eesti keeles, et me kõigil parimad massa aga kõigepealt siis sõna kantsler Marran.
Tere hommikust minu poolt, vabandused veel kord, et me hiljaks jäime, lihtsalt me töötasime suursaadik Tukaruga koos Brüsselis ja natuke läks meenutamiseks. Aga mul on väga hea meel, et suursaadik on Eestis. Ta on NATO värske abipeasekretär, olles ametis septembrist sellel aastal ja ta vastutab NATOs siis selle eest, et kõik uued julgeolekuohud oleks NATO poolt kaetud, muuhulgas Eestile väga tähtsa küberkaitse temaatikaga tegelemine. Rääkisime suursaadik Tukaruga NATO küberkaitse tulevikust. NATO on jätkuvalt maailma võimsam sõjaline liit, kuid üha enam on tähtis, et NATO suudaks end kehtestada ka küberjulgeoleku vallas. NATO liikmed mõistavad seda hästi ja NATOs käib aktiivne arutelu selle üle, milline peaks olema NATO küberkaitsepoliitika ja milliseid võimeid me peaksime ühiselt välja arendama. Abipeasekretär Tukaru on seda arutelu aktiivselt NATOs edasi viinud ja mul on hea meel, et küberkaitse on erinevate NATO kohtumiste päevakorras ja see saab kindlasti olema ka üks NATO järgmise tippkohtumise peateemadest. Eesti on üks küberkaitse eestvedajaid NATOs. Nagu te teate, asub Eestis ka NATO küberkaitse kompetentsikeskus. Meil on selge seisukoht, et küberkaitse peab olema NATO jaoks tähtis valdkond, mille areng peab väljenduma ka tegudes. Meie arvates peab küberkaitse saama NATO kollektiivkaitse loomulikuks osaks, nii et selleks valmistutaks üldise kaitseplaneerimise osana, nii nagu NATOs valmistutakse konventsionaalseteks ohtudeks. NATO küberkaitse tõsiseltvõetavust näitab ka täna ja homme Eestis läbiviidav õppus Cyber Coalition. Õppusel harjutavad üle 400 eksperdi üle NATO küberintsidentide reageerimist ja selle raames tehtavad koostööd. Meil osaleb sellel õppusel 33 riiki, nii NATO riigid kui ka partnerriigid ja vaatlejad osalevad ka Euroopa Liidu sõjalisest staabist. Esimest korda korraldatakse seda õppust väljaspool NATO peakorterit ja see, et see õppus leiab aset Eestis, on tunnustus meie riigile ja meie küberkaitse spetsialistidele. Eesti toetab ka tulevikus NATO-t küberkaitsealase väljaõppe läbiviimises. Leppisime suursaadik Tukaruga kokku, et teeme kõik võimalikku selleks, et Eesti saaks seda õppust võõrustada ka järgmisel aastal ja miks mitte ka aastatel 2015 ja sealt edasi. Et kuna Eesti on investeerinud sellesse keskusesse, siis me võiksime seda keskust pakkuda kõigile liitlastele väljaõppeks. Ja ma paneksin selle õppuse tegelikult ritta koos teiste viimase aasta jooksul aset leidnud õppustega. Võib-olla te mäletate, siis aasta aega tagasi harjutasid umbes 400 sõjaväelast Ämari lennubaasis õppusel Steadfast Juncture NATO reageerimisjõudude juhtimist. Alles mõni nädal tagasi lõppes NATO suurõppus Lätis ja Poolas nimega Steadfast Jazz, kus üle 6000 NATO riikide ja partnerriikide sõjaväelast harjutas Eesti kaitsmist sõjalise rünnaku korral. Ja täna on liitlased taas Eestis harjutamaks NATO kaitsmist küberrünnaku korral. ja minu arvates need tegevused näitavad selgelt, kui palju on NATO meie piirkonnas oma kohalolekut ja nähtavust suurendanud ja kui palju lisatähelepanu on NATO sellele piirkonnale pööranud ja mul on selle üle ainult siiralt hea meel. Aga nüüd annangi sõna suursaadik Tokarule.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Permanent Secretary. Thank you for the invitation to visit. Let me express the thanks of NATO, of allies for Estonia, for hosting this exercise, Cyber Coalition 2013, for hosting the Center of Excellence on Cyber Defense. Thank Estonian authorities for a very full and intense but very interesting program for me these 2 days. And thank you for a very interesting and productive discussion that we have. Let me mention that the discussion was focused, of course, generally on NATO priorities to the next summit 2014, but with a strong focus on cyber defense. It's one of the domains that is covered by the Emerging Security Challenges Division in NATO that I'm heading. And frankly, let me highlight that cyber is very high on the agenda of allies, also on the way to the upcoming summit. As you know, cyber threats, cyber defense challenges are actually more intense, more frequent, and more sophisticated. At the Lisbon summit, allies have acknowledged this trend and have put some strong emphasis on this investment by NATO through, in many ways, in the domain of cyber defense. The first priority is the protection of NATO's own networks. And at the end of October, actually, NATO has announced that it has achieved a centralized, unified protection of all 51 sites, which include NATO's own system. Then there will be many other iterations coming, because this is a constantly improving process, the process of protecting NATO's own networks. The second important aspect is related to the facilitator role of allies, of NATO towards allies to assure better cyber defense capabilities, better training, education, and exercising. And by the way, what we're having these days, the Cyber Coalition exercise, is part of this trend, this enhanced emphasis on this domain. It is the first time we're having the exercise outside the SHAPE, the Supreme headquarters in Mons. It is the most, I would say, complex exercise and with the biggest participation ever. Again, thank you. I want to express the thanks of the allies for Estonia providing its cyber range, also administrative support. But also, I think it's worth to thank all those allies and partners who are actively participating in the exercise, including some of the other allies who've been part, along with Estonia, in developing the storylines, the scenarios, and I know Hungary or Romania were part of this, really putting together the exercise. Last but not least, in mentioning these priorities in the cyber domain, I will mention that developing interaction from NATO with partners, including with industry, with the academia, is part of the overall approach in this domain. Also, a word of appreciation for the proactive stance Estonia takes, especially on cyber issues, on others as well, but let me refer to those that I'm handling, in pushing forward the agenda in NATO on the cyber domain. As I was mentioning, the domain is focusing more and more the political interest, the resources of all allies. We are becoming, I would say, the E dimension within the alliance is growing, but for me, and again, I am maybe using a buzzword, I think Estonia is in the forefront of E-allies, not because the name starts with E, but because of the activism it has, and the interest and the kind of track record it sets in this domain. So from this point of view, I think it is with pride that I will use this E-ally acronym for a country that in general brings important contribution to the alliance objectives, as all allies do, because this is the spirit within Common Defense Alliance, an alliance that is looking forward to 21st century security challenges, while at the same time continues to be able to be prepared to assure the security, stability, the defense of all its allies under any kind of threat. So again, thank you for the opportunity, and also I'm at your disposal for any particular questions that you had along with the Permanent Secretary.
aitäh. Nii, soovid esitada küsimusi?
And now, if you have any questions.
Toomas Toomson, Baltic Service.
Baltic Service.
Mikk Marran luges ette
Mikk Marran listed a whole lot of exercises which have been carried out recently. So we have other, regular exercises, sniper exercises, and of course other. You had a lot of other exercises, not only cyber exercises. But do you think these cyber exercises would be a more common occurrence, more frequent, and maybe also with a bigger number of participants?
Thank you very much for the question. Cyber coalition exercise is 2013 is not the first exercise. The first time it is in Estonia, and it's outside, as I said, headquarters, so to say. We had exercise like this since 2008 or 9, if I'm not mistaken. But we can definitely see a trend in terms of the quality of exercise, the sophistication of scenarios, the more broader participation, and we are trying. We are actually endeavoring, we're engaged in this endeavor to keep up with the threats. As it was mentioned by the Permanent Secretary, this year we have about 33 participants between allies and partners. We have also the first time the participation as observer of European Union. About 400 people are in Estonia and in NATO nations and partner nations part of the exercise. About 100 in here in Tartu, and then outside. So this is proof of the size. Also the I would say complexity of scenario, which is focusing on simultaneous multiple threat with different kind of techniques, is testing our alliance capabilities and procedures to respond, to detect actually, to exchange information, and to respond to stop such attacks. So yes, it's a positive trend of getting more ready to respond to the real life challenges that we're facing in this domain. Again, I think we have an excellent host nation support, if I would mention. We use a NATO jargon in Estonia for this exercise. The minister expressed to me, and actually I should respond to this message, the kind availability, the kind offer of Estonia to host these exercises next year, possibly in the future. I welcome this effort, and we will include it start the process of Europe evaluation and planning. And I think for next year it's extremely timely, because we have to start preparations immediately after we finish this exercise and draw the lessons learned and have the post-exercise report. And then we'll also think about the strategy for the future years. So as you can see, we have long-term approach and an approach that is adapted to the complexity of the issue, and I would say to the trends that we see in the evolution of threats in this domain.
Lisaksin veel paar punkti. Õppus Cyber Coalition Eestis toimuv õppus ei tähenda seda, et see on esimene küberkaitsealane õppus. Õppusi tehakse kogu aeg erinevatel tasemetel ja õppuste arv kindlasti lähiaastatel kasvab. Üks teema, mida me oleme Eesti poolt NATO-s püüdnud esile tõsta, on see, et NATO-s peaks küberkaitse temaatika normaliseerima. See ei ole midagi erilist, see on tänapäevase süsteemi üks osa ja ma arvan, et NATO kaitseplaneerimisprotsessis peaks küberkaitset käsitlema võrdsena kõigi teiste võimete seas. Ja me oleme ka seisukohal, et küberkaitset peaks harjutama kõikidel tasemetel, nii sellise õppuse käigus, mis täna toimub Tartus, kui ka õppuste käigus, kus võtavad osa NATO erinevate komiteede esindajad, ja miks mitte tulevikus ka korraldada õppus, kus osalevad otsustajad, on nad siis NATO riikide suursaadikud Brüsselis või miks mitte isegi kaitse- või välisministrite tasemel.
Veel küsimusi?
Kaja Kunnas, Finnish newspaper Helsingin Sanomat. Which NATO countries have been attacked recently, and what kind of attacks have they been? I mean, the cyber attacks.
Well, I will not speak on behalf of NATO nations. It's their prerogative as sovereign nations, nations who are part of the alliance. What I can feed you back to the question is a general evaluation of the evolution of threats, and also point out, and I will start with this, that there is constant sharing of information and analysis among NATO allies about threats and assessments and threats and evolution of threats. This is one other important dimension of the cyber cooperation in NATO and of the evolution of addressing cyber threats among allies, the element of sharing quick time, in real time, and immediately information, and then also analysis. Now, there is a clear evaluation about an increase, as I said, in the frequency, the intensity, and also complexity of threats. There is also an observation that some particular cyber attacks are not targeting one single country, sometimes regions, or sometimes a kind of the whole spectrum of the alliance. So this is part of the conclusions of the information sharing. By the way, this could be also corroborated with NATO's own analysis from what it sees as traffic on its own systems. And again, the frequency intensity is on the increase. So that's why the interest and the extra political focus and investment in this domain, that's why this is high on the NATO agenda, and that's why actually the alliance itself has kept up and is continuing to focus in attention and keeping up with the evolutionary trend in the threats, in the threat assessment, in order to be able to fulfill the mandate of defending allies against any kind of threat or challenge.